So hello everyone, this is Kshitij Jangada from Team Soilmate, and in this video I am going to tell you about the approach that we have used for the soil classification part 1 in preliminary round of an AI. Okay, so this is the part 1 of soil classification task that we have given. So as you can see in this, our goal is to classify each image into one of 4 soil types. We have 4 different types of soil here. The first one is alluvial soil, second one is black soil, third one is clay soil, and fourth one is red soil. And in this we have 2 data sets. One data set is for test and second one is for train. The test data set is used for testing and the training data set is used for training the model. So it is mentioning here that the training dataset contains images and their corresponding labels. Labels are provided in a CSV file with columns, image ID. So now you ask me, what is image ID? Image ID is a unique identifier for each image. And then we have the soil type. And lastly, we have used this training dataset to train the model, as we mentioned earlier as well. After that we have test data set. So in testing data set we have images for which we have to predict the soil type, and after that we have a CSV file, and we have CSV file for both training as well and testing as well, and we have 2 different folders as well in which we have different images. So now let's move on to our code, what we have written. I will explain you. Here I click on. So this is the submission that we have submitted. I think so this is the last submission we have submitted for this task. You can see here the it is also the best score, that is 0.967. So we are clicking edit. So here is our code. We have used GPP100. As you can see here, we see session started. It means it has been started. Okay, so from this distribution we can clearly see that in our data set we have more alluvial soil content. It is clearly visible here. And least number of countries is of clay soil. As you know, the data set provided was visualized, and the first thing we noticed was that the data set was highly skewed towards alluvial soil. As I have mentioned that we have more content of alluvial soil. So after that, to visualize this imbalance, we use Seaborn. Seaborn is a library which is used for visualization. So we use that, and after that you can see here we show the plot of alluvial dominates white, clay and red are significantly underrepresented. That it's clearly visible that these three are least if we compare it with the alluvial soil. This imbalance made the classification task challenging as the model could easily bias its prediction towards the majority class. What is the majority class? The majority class is the alluvial soil. After that, we do the pre-processing task. So for the pre-processing task, first we have resized all the image to 224 into 224 pixels. Here it's clearly visible here. I have mentioned here. Very image pre-processing, we have used the image size of 224 pixels. Then after this, we have used MobileNet V2. We have used MobileNet V2 for the predictions. It will converted them into NumPy arrays using Keras utility. So as you can see here, we have used pandas, NumPy, Matplotlib and Seaborn. Along with that, we have used TensorFlow as well. So after that, if we move further, then we came to know that we have split the dataset into 80-20 training and validating set to track performance and avoid overfitting. Our main goal while performing this task is to handle or avoid overfitting. Since this is a multi-class classification problem, I encoded the labels as integers, one per soil type, and used by sparse categorical cross entropy as the loss function, which handles this format internally. At this stage, all images were properly pre-processed and paired with their corresponding labels. This allowed us to feed the data into our model efficiently. And let's talk about the model architecture of MobileNet V2 that we have used. For the model, as we mentioned more than 2 to 3 times, that we have used MobileNet V2, a lightweight and efficient convolutional neural network pre-trained on ImageNet. It strikes a great balance between the performance, speed, and especially useful when working in constrained environments like Kaggle notebooks. We set include underscore top is equal to false to remove the original classification head and froze the pre-trained layer to retain ImageNet features. We also use the ReLU activation function here, and we also use a dropout layer to reduce overfitting. Then for the training, the two things we have used is, first we can see here, I am searching here epoch, and as you can see here, we have used the here it is. So the patience we have used 10. To further monitor performance, we have tracked the F1 score. So let's move on to that as well. So here you can see we got the F1 score of 0.9305 here, and we also have accuracy and loss, you can see here, and then we have confusion matrix as well. Lastly, we got this output file as submission.csv that we have submitted. So yeah, that's it.